Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be doing a review on ContentPace. It is an NLP optimizing software, kind of like Surfer or Frase, so on and so forth. It's something you can use to audit your content. It's something you can use to create outlines and give you statistics on what you need to write to be able to rank on an article or on a keyword topic. So first of all, you get your competitor analysis, and I think that's probably where ContentPace stands alone. I mean, it's one of the best content analysis I've ever seen. It's very, very impressive. You also get the NLP analysis. I've only done a couple articles with it, so I haven't really got a whole lot of long-term information on how well it does. It is a little bit picky. If you over optimize things, it does kind of slap your score pretty harshly. So I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like I said, the results aren't quite in yet, so we'll see in the long run. It does have topic gap analysis, which is really cool. Kind of lets you make sure you cover the entire topic on every article that you're writing or your team is writing. You got your content brief builder here. It basically brings up the H2s, H3s, and H4s of every article that's ranking. Pick and choose what you like as you build out your outline for your article. It's so easy to use. You just right click, it pops over to the content brief editor over here, and then you can just drag and drop it where you need it to go. You can adjust the H2s and H3s that you put in there. It's very, very nice. It's definitely something you could use if you have a team of writers for sure, because you can create the perfect outline, send it right over to them, and it also comes with the phrases and words they need to use in the article as well, so they can give you a really good first draft. Integrated writing guidelines, that's basically just giving you the statistics on what you're going to need. Pretty much the same thing as the content brief editor or brief builder, except it's giving you the numbers. How many words you're going to need, the readability average for the articles already ranking, so on and so forth. And then you got the sharing and collaboration. You can obviously just hit the share button. It gives you a link. You send that to your writer, and it gives them everything they need to know to be able to rank well. I can imagine you get really good first drafts this way. All right, next up is the AI-powered content optimizer. Modern content editor. This is, I don't know, it is pretty modern. You have a lot of options in there. You can do a lot of stuff with the text. You can add images, stuff like that. It still feels a little clunky to me, but that's just my personal opinion. I've used Surfer, I've used Page Optimizer Pro, I've used Rank IQ. I've just recently picked up Neuron Writer. And in my opinion, all of them except for... No, yeah, I would say probably all of them are better. They just feel better, but it could be just I'm used to them. I've spent more time with them where ContentPace is brand new to me. Except for Neuron Writer. I'm brand new to that one too. It still feels a little bit better than ContentPace. I don't know why. I can't really explain it to you, but I do like the content editor and most other platforms better than ContentPace. And again, we're going to jump into that here in just a second. So you get the guided NLP optimizations. That's basically just the phrases and words over here on the side. Highlights them in green if you got it right. Highlights them in yellow if you're on the right track. And then red if you went too far or not gotten enough. It's interesting. It's very easy to work with. Most people will be able to figure it out within minutes. And then you got the built-in media management. This is actually really neat. And this is something that's missing in a lot of the other NLP optimizers. It doesn't include the image library. It doesn't include the stock photo library. It's got all of that built into the program, and it's really cool. It also gives you down here the image counts of the average article. You know how many images you have, and that's something that's completely missing on a couple of the other ones. And this is one of my favorite parts about it. You got the audit and optimize published content. All the metrics, you can check word counts of every article, readability of every article, keyword frequency, images, headlines, paragraphs, title length, bold words, headline words, paragraph words, everything. Like, it gives you everything. And the amount of information you get is just mind-boggling with this. And that's probably my favorite part of this. Organize content and tasks in a beautiful calendar. This is something that works really well with teams. And you do have pretty much unlimited team functions with ContentPace. If I had a team of optimizers, or maybe even just a bigger team of writers, I would definitely be a little more excited about ContentPace. But unfortunately, I'm kind of downsizing my writers with the onset of AIs. I just recently started optimizing articles because I'm a crappy blogger. Last year, this time, I would have absolutely loved this feature. All right, next up is the content workspace. I have not figured out how to add another one yet. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but it is cool that they have the workspaces. You can add team members to workspaces. Again, I haven't figured out how to add another one. It may just be because I'm on the lowest tier and I don't have that option. I don't know. And you can optimize your content in different languages. It doesn't say it on this front page, but you can also optimize for different search engines as well. So it's not just Google. Let's go check out the ContentPace team. Looks like it's a very small team. Last I looked, they were based out of Brazil, I believe. It doesn't really cover a whole lot on their ContentPace team page. I'm assuming this is what's serving as their About Us page. All right, so let's go to the updates. Basically, the last major update they had was April 5th. They changed up the user homepage, which they did. They changed it drastically. I actually like it a lot more now. Notification system, not a big fan of that one. Don't really care too much. Content export, you can now export in HTML, PDF, and text. Task manager for users. I haven't really looked into much of that yet, but they seem to update it about once a month, which is a good sign. And it's still a fairly new software. They've been out for less than a year, I think. The amount of updates they've had since then is a pretty good sign. I think monthly updates is very reasonable. And they do have a knowledge base in here that teaches you how to use every aspect of it. It doesn't seem to be super in-depth. It's basically just tiny blog articles. And you can submit a ticket. They do also have an in-app chat. Here's the main dashboard. They have an in-app chat here. But before we get to the back end, let's check out what you can do with ContentPace. You got the topic reports, content brief, the content optimizer, content audits, and content planner. Topic reports, that's where you just put in your target keyword and it's going to give you all the information you need. Content brief is where you're building your outline. And then your content optimizer, that's your actual editor where you're going in and adding the specific keywords. That's where you're doing that. And then a content audit is for content that's already written. I believe you put in a link to your website, your blog post, and then you put in the target keyword you want to optimize it for. And then it runs the report and tells you your score and the score of everyone else that's ranking for that, and tells you exactly what to do to improve it. And then you got the content planner. This is new. I love this one. This is your calendar. I really like how they did that. Now, it looks like they're targeting for agency. I think this would be a fantastic optimizer for agencies, assuming it works to rank articles as good as they say it does. Most NLP stuff works very well. I haven't used one yet that doesn't work. I have 2 articles that I've optimized with this one. So far, one's gone up in rank, the other one hasn't moved, but it was literally days ago. It's great for writers. It's okay for writers. I would say most writers would prefer to not write in their editor, but some might. For content teams, I think it would be great for content teams. SEO experts, I think it's a cheaper option for, say, if you don't want to do Surfer, Frase, or Page Optimizer Pro, which are all extremely expensive. It's great for bloggers, agreed. Affiliate marketers, agreed. Publishers. So let's check out the pricing, and then we'll go into some competitors so you can compare the pricing with the competition. $27 a month gets you 20 topics. $57 a month gets you 50 topics. $97 gets you 100 topics per month. Now, if you do yearly, you just add a 0 to all those numbers and you pay for the year. So that's the price for ContentPace. Let's go ahead and look at their main competitor. Their main competitor, in my opinion, is the top of the line. The best in the market right now is Surfer. I think most people would agree on this. It does everything that Surfer does except for keyword research, really. And I think Surfer's actually got an AI now. It didn't when I was using it, but I believe it's got like a built-in AI now. It could just be because it links with Jasper. That could be what it is. I don't know. I never used Jasper and Surfer together, and I don't currently use Surfer anymore either. So let's look at their pricing. So for $59 per month, you get 10 articles per month. And then you can audit 20 more, but it's $60 a month. It's an interesting pricing model. I don't know why they do it that way. $120 will get you 30 articles and 60 page audits. And they do also track websites. That's something ContentPace does not do. You can't do keyword research in ContentPace either. The SERP analysis in ContentPace, I think, is honestly better than Surfer. At least it was when I was using it. And ContentPace doesn't have limits of team members like Surfer does. So not only is it way cheaper, like pricing, it's not even close. You get just as good of a SERP analysis or better, way better team services, in my opinion. Yeah, so it's a good deal. It's a very good deal. ContentPace is great when compared there. But like I said, Surfer is the best in the market. So let's go check out Frase, which is probably most people's number 2. Frase is $15 per month, but you only get 4 articles per month, which is not very much. You do get a built-in AI with Frase. I've actually never used Frase. I've heard good things, but unfortunately, I've never used it personally. The pricing is still quite a bit more than ContentPace. So for $45, you get 30 articles per month. Now let's go to Page Optimizer Pro. Now I've used Page Optimizer Pro. They actually have a little free thing you can do. You can optimize 1 article per month for free. At least they used to. I haven't used it in a while. But it does work. I've used it. I've ranked higher with those articles. So Page Optimizer Pro is legit. All right, so for the basic plan, $27 gives you 12 reports. So you can optimize 12 different articles for $27 per month. Now this is actually getting pretty close to what ContentPace is. And I didn't intentionally sort these by price. I actually sorted these by perceived value. In my opinion, Surfer's number 1. Most people would say Frase is number 2. I never used it personally, so I kind of just put it there. Page Optimizer Pro, I think, is great, and I think most people would consider it the 3rd best. So this is actually a price comparative. It's not too bad. ContentPace is still a better deal. All right, so the next one up is Rank IQ. Rank IQ is great. But just like ContentPace, the editor is a little bit clunky. This is probably the one editor that's actually worse than ContentPace, in my opinion. I haven't used Frase, but I'm assuming it's pretty good. People use it a lot. All right, now I don't know why they don't post their price on the main page, but I believe it's $49. Okay, here we are. All right, so I had to do a Google search. This is sad. Rank IQ needs to put this on their darn website. It's ridiculous. They make you sign up just to see the prices. Anyways, so $49 gets you 16 reports. And then $29 gets you 8 reports. So it's one of the cheaper ones to get into with $29. I believe you have to sign up with the $49 one, though, and then downgrade to $29. I think that's what I ended up doing a couple months back. And I had a Rank IQ for about a year. Honestly, the best thing about Rank IQ is it gives you great keywords to rank without having, like, all of them are good. You can get the $99 plan for $36 and agencies 80 reports for $200 per month. Now, this is obviously nowhere near as good as ContentPace's pricing, but it's not terrible either. And then add that to the keywords you get, Rank IQ is not a bad option. Now, the last one we're going to highlight here is Neuron Writer, which is brand new to me. I just picked it up on AppSumo. They do have a lifetime deal of Neuron Writer right now, as of the time of the recording. I don't know how long it's going to last. ContentPace was on AppSumo. It's actually over now, so you can't get ContentPace there. So this is the only one here. Let me just jump over there. Neuron Writer on AppSumo for $69, and this is a lifetime deal. You pay for this once. I'm not going to tell you right now. I like Neuron Writer better, but first glance, I just picked this up, so I don't have a whole lot of back-end information with Neuron Writer. I like their back-end editor better. It reminds me very much of Surfer. It's probably the closest one to Surfer I've ever seen. It's great as far as that goes. And it does come with an AI writer as well for $69. You get 25 per month, which is actually better than their $27 deal anyways. So if it's all about the price for you, highly recommend Neuron Writer. I can't tell you if it works better or worse, and I can't tell you currently if I like it for sure better. I can tell you right now, it's more comfortable to learn than ContentPace. ContentPace gives you so much information. What's the old saying? The fire hose in the mouth type thing. It's very hard to get used to. It's not complicated, but it's just a lot. It's a lot of information, which is good. It's actually great. It's harder to get used to. Where Neuron Writer, you're in there moving in no time. And I'm going to have a review of Neuron Writer here in a couple weeks. I got a couple other things I want to review beforehand. So stick around and check that out when it comes out. But I did want to mention the lifetime deal. If that is over, I'll leave the link down below just in case. But if that's over, let's go ahead and compare the regular pricing before we get too far into it. This is the only one that is actually cheaper than ContentPace. It's $19 per month, and you get 25 analysis. They do limit you to 2 projects, which are basically just folders. And unfortunately, you don't get any team aspects with the first one. And the first one's what I have personally. You do get the AI, though. You do get the content planning. But you don't get the team. You have to get the third tier, which is $57 to get the team stuff where you can share it and actually have other people work on it for you. So if you have a team, you got to get the gold plan, unfortunately. And that's 75 analysis per month, which is the same price as ContentPace's second one with 50. So Neuron Writer is actually the cheapest one in that aspect as well. Again, if it's about price for you, go check that out. And maybe Neuron Writer's the one you want to go with. All right, so we got the competitors out of the way. Let's go ahead and jump into the back end of ContentPace and really just look at it for ourselves. Here's the back end when you log in. This is the new homepage they did. I really like it. It's not too shabby. It's very easy. You can see all the tutorials here. You just click on it. Very basic articles explaining everything. But it works. It works. That's what matters. So you got your content management up here. So you got your content campaign, your content projects, and your media library. So your campaign here, I just did a test campaign. You can edit it. You can add people to it. You can have a main writer. You can have a reviewer of the campaign. I love this. This is so cool. I can tell you right now, ContentPace has one of the best team feature systems I've seen in any of these softwares so far. Unfortunately, I don't have a team to work with as far as updating and optimizing goes. I do all of that myself. But if I did, I would absolutely love these features. Here's your campaigns. You can actually add new campaigns. This is probably where you would want to do it like based on website. So if you have a website, put that in there as the name, and then you'd assign it to whatever folder. All right, so then we got the content projects, which is your calendar. You can just click here, highlight whatever. You can create a new content project, new SEO content, do ContentPace review article. It's going to be under the test campaign. It's going to be in English. Publishing date, I don't know, we'll say Friday. I'm going to be the writer and the reviewer, and we're going to put it in that folder. Hit create, close, and then there it is. It's right there. Unfortunately, I'm not able to test the team features because I don't have anyone working with me just yet. That would be kind of cool. So if anyone wants to test out team features of softwares in the future, post down in the comments. I have no problem with it. I'll add you to a Discord and test out some of these softwares together. If you're interested in that, definitely head down to the comments. I'm not able to test that currently, so I can't tell you. Now, you can drag and drop this and put it wherever you want, which is pretty cool. And then you can also do not just new SEO content, you can do existing SEO content. You would put in the keyword you want to target and then the website blog URL here. And then just do everything else the same, create project. So you could do that. All right, and then you got your topic reports. You got your content briefs. This is after, so when you get your top, actually, we'll just jump in. We'll just jump into it. I just did a ContentPace review one. So to rank on this is what you're going to see. It does take 10 to 15 minutes to get a topic report done. And they fetch the top 50 organic results, featured widgets, and all that stuff. And then they give you all this information based on that. So what we ended up getting for this keyword is 1,400 article average. Okay, so it says the rank 1 article has the highest word count of 6,000 words. So probably want to do actually more than the 1,400 words it's saying. And then the number 23 has the lowest at 116. Then you got your average readability score, which is college. Actually, looks like the higher graded ones are ranking higher on this one. That's interesting. Average keyword frequency is only 2 times. Number 4 has the lowest with 0, and then the highest is 35 times. Okay, so the average word count on the top 10 is actually 2,600. So I would ignore this one and focus on the 2,500 amount for this particular keyword. And this is one of the table things I like. It gives you the graphs here. So you got your readability scores. So yeah, that's pretty neat. I like that. You got your keyword frequency. So it looks like the less you use it, the further back in the rankings you're going to go. The amount of images, headlines is nice. So you could see the higher content ones tend to be ranking higher on this keyword. Bold keyword or bold words. I've never seen this one prioritized as well. That's interesting. I didn't realize bold words were even a ranking factor. I've heard whispers of it, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily proof, but it definitely seems to be the trend. Amount of headline words and then paragraph words. And then we move down. Now this here is where you want to say these really short articles from really high domain article or websites. Then you probably don't want to you probably want to click those off. And it actually does that for you on pretty much everything with a super low count. I'm actually surprised it did this one here. So it must be something relevant of some type. And for each one of these articles, you can actually click on it and find out. They won't always show it to you here. Some of them do. So let's see if we can find one that shows in here. Weird. I mean, normally it shows up in here. So it must just be something wrong with the system currently. But you can click on View Original, and it will take you to the actual article. Okay, I like this. Postpace. Oh yeah, this thing used to be called Postpace, but there's actually a, I want to say a video editing software that's called Postpace, and I'm assuming they got into trouble over the copyright for it. I'm guessing that's why they changed it to ContentPace. Oh, Writer's In. I forgot about Writer's In. I have Writer's In, by the way. Maybe I'll do a review on that one too. Anyways, so you can check what they have. You can actually go to the websites and check them. You don't have to, but you certainly can. Then you scroll down, deselect anything, reselect anything you think is relevant if you want to get into that. I never mess with that at all, but again, I'm new to this software. Now down here is the actual breakdown of each article. It shows you the H2s, H3s, H4s, and whatnot. So we got a non-English article over here ranking. That's interesting. Anyways, you got all their H2s, H3s, and this is actually how you're going to end up making your content outline here in the next section that we're going to talk about. And then down here, I love this feature as well. You got your Quora questions. So you can add these to your content outline as well. And then you got your NLP phrases. You can look at the specific words as well. But generally, if you use the phrases, you're going to use the words. So me personally, I focus on the phrases. Alt text used in top ranking contents. So here's another bunch of stuff you're going to want to add into your article. Then you got your outbound URLs, which is really cool. So what are these articles that are ranking also linking to? And that is actually your topic report. At this point, you would just click your create content brief, or if you have an AI writer or another writer that's just doing it and you want to use it to optimize what has already been done, you can just go ahead and click optimize the content straight away, and it'll take you right into the editor. Or you can download the report and send it to your writer. And it gives you everything individually. All right, so here's the folder when it's opened up. You get your competitive analysis, your competitor outlines, related questions, important terms, alt text used in top rankings, and outbound URL suggestions. And all of which you can just highlight, email them to your writer. So that's pretty cool. There is actually a better way to do this, and I'm going to show that to you in a second. So we're going to click create an article or create an outline. And it's going to bring you down to, oh, this is actually new. They changed this up a little bit. It didn't used to be like this. All right, so you got your rank 1 article here. I'm not going to use this outline because this outline really sucks. What is ContentPace? I think that should be in there. Key features. Ooh, I really like this one. This layout's great. Let's go ahead and get rid of all those. We're going to start all the way over. And you'll notice that it all starts out as H2s no matter what. So you're going to have to switch that around. All right, and then when you get over here, you can just, all right, you just click it and drag it up where you want it. So we want this one with the other 2. Oh, we added 2 of those. You gotta be careful double clicking these so much. Okay, I think we need to move this one up. Okay, so we have a decent, oh, let's move that over. To do the H3s, you just kind of move them over. And this should probably honestly be H3s as well, but we're gonna leave them how it is. Move these to H3s, all the frequently asked questions. And I don't know how far over you can go, so let's test that real quick. So it looks like you can go to H5s. Okay, so you can go all the way over to H5s, which is really cool. I don't recommend it, but you can. All right, so you have a outline here, and you can add in outlines manually, so you don't have to worry about that. You can click on these and adjust them, add stuff to the end if you want, adjust the wording if you don't like it. Oh, and then your title up here, you'd probably want to adjust that to make it a little better. So I think we're done with the outline. So at this point, you'd copy to the clipboard, or if you have a writer, you would share the URL, and then we'll go ahead and see what this looks like. Bam. Okay, so you give this to your writer, and then this is what's going to pop up. You get the content brief. This is exactly how you want it. You got your NLP phrases and words, and then the references reference articles used in the content brief, which is really cool. So they can actually go to the articles that you took the headlines from. And then you got over here your SEO suggestions. So it's suggesting 1,900 to 5,000 words. You might want to specify that a little better when you send it to them. Readability, it needs between 8th and 12th grade. You need about 13 to 63 images. Your writer is going to see all of this, so he'll be able to tell exactly what he needs. Since there's a writer and a reviewer, so you'd request for approval, you'd get the request name. All right, so you copy to the clipboard at that point because we're done, and then we'd go to the optimized content from here, and you would just paste. And this would be that'd be the H1. So this is H2. That's how you build your outline and get into the editor. This is your little preliminary score. Once you get all these to H2s, it'll actually go up even higher. Okay, so that's why it was scoring so high. It added all those words in it. Oh yeah, there we go. That's more like it. Okay, so now that we have it all adjusted and H2s, it is a 16 score just with the outline by itself, and then you want to fill in everything. And the editor's pretty decent. You got your images, your image gallery. You can add a video. You can add a code block. You can add Twitter and Instagram embeds, just a straight up divider, just to make it look better. So it just depends on what you're going for. You can do lists. You can do block quotes, which is really cool. So the editor's not bad. It's just clunky, and they have actually improved it since I used it last. So they are actively improving this thing. Now we're going to go back to the topic reports. We're going to get an example article written up. So we've got the content outline done, and we got all these words. Now we just have to go send it out, wait for our writer to come back, and then paste what they gave us back into the editor. Now, unfortunately, I don't have time to do that, so we're going to go ahead and use an AI. I'm going to let it do its own outline, so we're actually going to delete all of this and let it do what it wants. So we got Koala Writer over here, which is one of my favorite AI writers. It's probably my favorite, to be perfectly honest. It's still new to me, so we'll see how much I like it in a month or two. All right, so we're going to target the keyword ContentPace Review because that's what we did the information on. Make sure we got it all right. SEO optimization. If you use default, it's just going to write a good article. You can use AI powered where it actually goes out and does the NLP research itself. But we're not doing that today. We're actually going to use the ContentPace's suggestions. We're just going to paste in all of the keywords that it gave us. And it says right here, separate with commas or new lines. We went ahead and did all new lines. So we got that there. Now, normally we can put in a outline editor. I don't want to do that this time because I kind of just threw that outline together in a couple of minutes. I didn't really think about what I was doing or put any thought into it. So we're going to go ahead and let it do its thing. We're also only going to use GPT 3.5 instead of GPT-4 because GPT-4 is expensive. And this is just a test article anyways. All right, while we're waiting for that, let's kind of go into the editor a little bit more. It's pretty simple, really. You got your overall score up here. And if you hover over that, it kind of explains it a little bit. Then you have your word count here. Unfortunately, I wish this was a little bit tighter. It gives you a better actual estimation because 1,700 to 4,500 is a massive difference in amounts. So I'm not sure how useful that number actually is. For me personally, on this one, I would recommend like 2,500 to 3,000 for the article. We're probably not going to get that since we're doing it all AI. But readability should be between 10th and 12th grade. Keyword usage should be 5 to 10 times. Images 16 to 66. That's again a very wide range. Not sure I like that. Headings 24 to 48. Paragraphs 52 to 104. So that's the scoring over there. And then on the right side here, we got your phrases here. Everything we should have in the article. And I would focus more on the phrases over the words, but the next one up is the words. Because if you get all the phrases in there, generally you'll have all the words. And then you have your on-page stats. You want to make sure all of these are green. You got your brief here. If you want to look at the brief again, you can add comments, turn on to include resolved comments. This is for the team. Like I said, it has great team features. I really wish I had a team to mess around with this. This would be really cool. I probably would have bought a higher tier if I did. So that's pretty simple. And then to get to the meta settings, you have to actually click this here and SEO meta settings. It's very simple. So you want to set your meta title and your description. I don't know if this is important or not to the score. You can also download the content you have or copy it all to a clipboard. I don't know why you would do that, but I suppose you could. And then when it's ready for approval, if you're the writer, you would click that, send it to your editor. Your editor would come in, I would assume, say it's done. All right, so let's jump over here. Looks like we are done with the article. It was 2,268 words. Not too bad. Let's scroll down before we copy it all. So we get ContentPace Review. Is it worth the investment? I actually like that title. ContentPace Lifetime Deal. That's actually over now. So it's got some outdated information. What is ContentPace Lifetime Deal? Unfortunately, it's got a lot of outdated information. This is a very bad article. That's okay. This is just a test anyways. It looks fantastic. That's actually my favorite thing about Koala Writer is the formatting is fantastic. We can download or copy. If you download it, it's just a file. If you copy it, it is in HTML. So we're going to go ahead and just copy it the old-fashioned way. Now we got to go in and make everything H2s and whatnot. All right. So we got a nice little article example in here. I went ahead and fixed all the H2s and H3s, and it looks like it missed I would say it actually over-optimized the content by a lot. So, but hey, that's part of it. So content marketing, it was used 7 times instead of 2 to 4 times. That's a problem. ContentPace Review was only used once in the entire article. Should have been used 2 to 4 times. And what's our score at now? 51. Whoop! Okay, so anyways, to optimize this stuff, you just have to find the keyword you want to put in and then just type it into here and make sure it actually makes sense. And then anyways, it'll turn to green if it's optimized properly. It'll turn to red if it's optimized improperly. And it will turn to red if it's over optimized. Unfortunately, they don't have a different color for over optimized and under optimized. It's all red. And then if you're kind of almost there, like we were with ContentPace Review, it'll show up yellow. So in this one, to optimize this article, I'd actually have to go through, add a couple keywords that are missing, like optimize content here, and then remove a lot of the over optimized, like customer support was used 10 times, and it was only supposed to be used twice. Over optimized content hurts you just as bad in ContentPace as it does as under optimized content. And then obviously to add in pictures, we just go in here, add image, and you can get a stock photo in here, which is super cool. So content, I don't know, is that even going to bring up anything? So we got that. We just add it in, insert, boom, pretty awesome. We can edit the alt text, hyperlink it, and even edit the image. Wow, I didn't know that one. You can add a comment to it. So what can we do in the edits? We can add filters. We can adjust the colors. Interesting. Make it darker if we want a darker feel. We can add our own branding. That's pretty cool. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. That's a good improvement. I like that. And it even kind of gives the attribution to the people you need to as well. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's very easy to use. It's actually much improved from where it was before. I want to see this a little better. I'd like to be able to click this and have it highlight every time it's used. Say since lifetime deal is over optimized, I'd like to be able to click this somehow, have it highlight in the content so I could see it better and start removing it. That would be very helpful. Now, unfortunately, I should have done this before I had the article written, but you can actually come over here and exclude this term permanently, lifetime deal, since the lifetime deal is actually expired. And I think that's why the AI writer decided to write about the lifetime deal so much, because it covered it in pretty good detail, unfortunately. Very good detail, and it's accurate too, which is surprising. It's also over. So it ended, I want to say, couple weeks ago. You could delete that and then delete the ContentPace lifetime there, ContentPace lifetime deal, delete that one, and then you would actually use all this. Anyways, that's how you use it. Hopefully that is useful to you. And if you want to check it out, all the links will be down in the description. I'll also put a link down there for Neuron Writer if you do want to pick it up from AppSumo. No, I'm not an affiliate. I'm just letting you know it's there. I quite like Neuron Writer from the little I've looked at it. I've actually looked at ContentPace quite a bit more, but Neuron Writer is really good. I like it. ContentPace is making strides as well, though, so it's not a bad option. This is my full review. I think we've covered just about everything on the list. I mean, generally, I would like to cover some more FAQs. There really weren't a whole lot of frequently asked questions on ContentPace that I could find. It's all pretty easy to understand. The only thing I couldn't really figure out really were the workspaces, and that could simply be because of my tier. I'm only a tier 1. So I have the lowest tier account you can get with ContentPace. I'm assuming that's why. I can adjust it. I can change the name of the workspace, but I can't add another workspace. If you guys know anything about that, write down in the comments below. I would love to know personally, so I'm assuming other people would as well. But that's it for this video. Hopefully this was helpful to you, and I will see you guys in the next video. See ya.